Okay, hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jamie Reynolds, I'm the proud director of A Matter of Security. So, completely out of my comfort zone for 2024, I've decided to embark on growing some videos on our YouTube channel. And as a part of my giving, what I've decided to do is I wanted to introduce either friends, customers, colleagues and the like to my network. I think it's very important in this day and age that we sort of help out local businesses. A lot of people know that I'm a sort of an avid networker, and to kick the whole season off and the first YouTube channel, a video, I'm here with Mike Pearson. Mike Pearson is the owner of Affordable Health and Safety Solutions, and today we're going to be talking to Mike about his business, about what he does and how he can potentially help some of you guys that are listening to this video. So a couple of questions before we get started, Mike.
Yeah, no problem.
Icebreaker. This is going to form part of the thing. So a couple of questions. Favourite cartoon character?
Donald Duck.
Why?
I just think it's funny.
What's the idea of your perfect day?
Perfect day. Get in the morning, get up for breakfast, take my dog for a walk, and hit the golf course.
Golf course,
Hit
yeah.
the golf course.
Yeah, it's funny. So me and Mike have been friends now for quite some time, and yeah, we share common interests and likes. Both members of the same golf club.
We are the golf club, yeah.
Yeah. Preferred method of communication?
Face to face.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, face to face.
And I think
I like to see people, get to know them individually, and have a two-way conversation.
Brilliant. Yeah, and I think I agree with you there as well. I think it's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this video. I think it's much better to show someone's personality.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I could quite easily put a post out on my social media and say, hi, this is Mike, Affordable Health and Safety, this is what he does. But you're going to find out a little bit more about what Mike does, and I think that the whole face-to-face thing is very, very important. We need to try and move away from all of that.
We do need to,
stuff. Yeah, we do. What are you looking forward to this year?
I'm looking forward to. I've got a fantastic 3-week holiday booked in South Africa.
Fantastic.
On safari with me,
Nice.
me and my wife. It's one
Lovely.
of our goals for semi-retirement.
Brilliant.
Full retirement.
Brilliant. Okay, so let's go into it, Mike. So, yeah, as I say, Mike Pearson, AHSS, Affordable Health and Safety Solutions. Tell me a little bit about your background and how you got into construction from the early days.
Background, I left school. Obviously, didn't go to university. I realised I wanted to be in the trades.
Yeah.
So I served a 4-year apprenticeship in the northeast of England as a bricklayer. Finished my apprenticeship, and as usual in those days, you didn't usually keep you on. You were sort of go and learn the trade, son.
Yeah.
So I did that for a while in the northeast, then work dried up. So I basically got a bus to London and walked on the sides of London, got myself a job on the Friday, went home, packed my gear, and moved back down on the Monday morning, left my wife up there, and moved out to London, worked out of London up and down the country for 3 years.
Yeah. And
then said to my wife, well, you need to move, you have to move down.
Yeah.
Worked out in London, became a supervisor, site manager, senior construction manager for Lend-Lease.
Yeah.
Recession hit. I joined the prison service, 14 years in the prison service, and then did health and safety there, and health and safety in construction, and then decided to set up my own business.
So one of the things that really stands out there for me is experience, right? Yeah. So you've actually been that person that was really hands-on from the early days. Yeah. You understand construction. I think the prison thing. Sorry, Mike. The prison thing for me as well is he's actually really sort of like being people's person and then understanding how to control people. Right. I mean, being a prison guard must be tough. Go on, sorry.
It was tough. But I think the other thing is although yes, I do health and safety, and I've worked with a lot of health and safety people over the years who know the law inside out and can quote the law inside out, but can't apply it. Because I come from a trade background, I come from a practical background. My idea is you've got health and safety around, and it needs to be you still need to run a business. It's no good me telling you can't do this, but they'll say to me, how do you want me to do it? And I say, well, you can't. You can't make money, that's where life is.
We'll get onto that in a second about the importance sometimes of, I think we're all guilty of it, of going online, shopping online, trying to get a cheap quote sometimes, but it's that personable experience and understanding. I think you mentioned about actually providing the health and safety documentation for the company, what they actually need, and not all that extra stuff that's not needed. Sometimes it can cost more money, and it's just just a bit of a waste.
You'll go outside, you can go onto the line, you'll find a lot of companies out there who will sell you computer packages. That'll do health and safety, and they'll give you all the performers and give you all this thing, and they all look pretty and they all look really nice. But do they do what you want as a company?
Yeah.
Everything I produce is bespoke to you as a company. It's tailored for you as a company and what you do and what your workforce are.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you've got to make sure that all of your workforce are actually covered. Yeah. That's from down from your cleaners right up to your managing directors.
Yeah.
They're all got different levels of education, ability, knowledge, and that's why I geared all the paperwork bespoke to what you do.
And they get you as well.
And they get me as well.
Cool. So you touched on the travel. You said wife Angela. So you've got a couple of children.
I've got 2 children. I've got a daughter called Charles, 32. She's a nurse.
Yeah.
She works in a hospice in Sidcup at the moment. I've got a little boy who's 29 now, and he's followed me in the footsteps. He's a carpenter by trade. Now he's gone on to be a quality manager for Myvan Construction in London. He's currently working on the old American Embassy in Grosvenor Square, turning that into flats. Nice. And I'm pleased to see he's getting on.
Good. And Lola the dog?
And Lola the dog. Lola's 10, and funny enough, she came to work with me yesterday.
Oh, really?
She came to work with me yesterday, and she sat under my desk and followed me around the office where I was working. Yeah. With the clients.
Helping you out with a few risk assessments.
And she helped out with the stress levels, I think, of some of the people in the office.
Nice.
And it was really good.
Very good. So yeah, like I said earlier on, so we had sort of we knew each other before because we both members at the same golf club. Unfortunately, Mike was a victim of burglary last year. We obviously had the fortune of helping him and his family protect the property. Didn't realise till afterwards. Actually, one of my engineers, Ryan, who come and done the installation, actually played pool.
Yeah, I played pool right on Monday.
So it was like the relationship was even even closer. Yeah. So it's so Ryan's sort of been round and.
Oh, Ryan's been round here, and obviously I still see him at pool, and we have a good crack.
Good. So yeah, for my some of the listeners out there, I wanted to sort of speak about Mike identifying some of the companies. Particularly that you was looking for, an industry type. So tell us a little bit about who you'd like to.
Ideal clients, obviously, any housing association who may employ subcontractors, who may not be 100% sure what paperwork they need from those subcontractors, making sure that you're protected, because a lot of people don't realise that once you employ a subcontractor, and if you haven't vetted them, you're liable for them if anything goes wrong. Yeah, construction companies, any construction companies who are growing, want to get bigger, who want to get maybe into bigger contracts, there'll be certain paperwork they've got to have in place to be able to get onto their approved contract lists. Yeah. And obviously as you get bigger, once you're over 5 people, there's a legal requirement. However, there's a moral requirement for all your workforce anyway. Yeah, I think it's important. And if you are a smaller company, you're more likely having more subcontractors than what you normally use. Yeah. Are you doing the necessary then paperwork wise? So we identified earlier, before we spoke earlier, that sweet spot really for company was that sort of between 5 and 50 employees. 5 and 50. Ones that probably don't necessarily have the resources to employ somebody full time. Yeah. But they need somebody on call to help them out as and when required, which is a service I can offer, and also provide any paperwork for certain specific projects and specific hazards. Yeah, so you certainly work at height. Is it any builders work at height, any roofers, scaffolders? Also, but the other thing you've got to think about is people who work below ground. Ground workers who dig in trenches. Tell us about that, because people think working at height, you automatically think it's someone climbing on a scaffold ladders at real height. Just explain that. No, work at height is anybody who, for example, you're digging a trench to put an extension up on a house. Yeah. So then you're on top of the roof. You're on top of the roof. Yeah. In theory, you're on the ground. Yeah. But you still fall down the trench and have an accident. Yes. Or you could be digging the swim pool. The digger might be there, but you might then put somebody down there. There's obviously the other aspect of that is it's also could be classed as a confined space. Have they got the right shore, and someone could collapse and kill people? A lot of people die in trenches and swimming pools, so the ground collapses. Yeah, so that is classed as working height. So any of you ground workers out there, anyone that's involved in sort of digging footings and, like you say, swimming pools, so you take that into account as well. Working height is not just above you, it's also below you. We spoke earlier, we obviously need to be a bit private about some of the people that you're currently working for, but we identified, a housing association company that you currently work for that was one of your top 3 clients, a painting and decorating company. Obviously, they've got their guys out there all on ladders, doing ladder work, scaffold work, etc. Joinery company. You said this particular joinery company was involved in sort of providing some of the timber stuff that used to go or would go into, say, things like the lift. Things like you've got a lot of people obviously work for bigger contractors, and environmental is massive in them now. You've got all the different accreditations, BREEAM, LEED, etc.
Yeah.
And they've all got to have sustainable timber.
Yes.
To be able to have sustainable timber license, you've got to go get what they call FSC certification, Forest Stewardship Council, or PEFC, to have sustainable timber. And you've got to give that accreditation to whoever you work for.
Yeah.
But for that, you need to have an audit, you need to do an audit proposal, you need to be checked out, all your systems have got to work, like deliveries coming in, deliveries going out. And I help a lot of clients with that now, and certainly a lot of the joinery contractors who want to get into the bigger ones need that from a manufacturing point of view. And
we covered about your one of your best referrals and how it happened. Tell us the story.
Yeah, one of the best referrals, obviously, one of my decorating contractors was working for House he has for 20 years. And he rang me up one day, he says, Mike, I've got a problem. The people I work for, their facilities manager, Heidi, had a major problem. One of their clients had come in to repair the lift, opened the lift door. As they opened the lift door, tried to repair the lift, couldn't repair it, so closed the lift doors. One of the residents of the property pushed the button on the lift. The lift came up. They thought the lift had come up. Doors opened.
Wow.
There was no lift carriage there. It was still stuck on the ground floor where he'd locked it off. So somebody could have walked into the lift shaft and fallen right down.
Well, this day and age with people sort of in their mobile phones, I mean, that would just be a horrible
That
situation, you know, just walking forward, not realising the lift was there, and, you know.
And she rang me up and I spoke to her, tried to calm her down, because obviously she was a bit upset, as you can imagine. Asked her a few questions, did they have nether statements? No. Well, why did you let them work, type thing? Did they sign in? Who were the two people doing the work? Or there was only one, where you shouldn't really only do lift work with one person, in case he has an accident. And I said, unfortunately, you're going to have to report to the HSE. He says, but don't worry about it, we'll do all the paperwork necessary, we'll report to the HSE, and they may come in and may prosecute, I don't know.
Yeah.
They came in because we'd done everything reactively, but also put things in place to stop it happening again. They didn't come in and they thanked her for actually doing the work.
Yeah.
From that is now all her subcontractors now have got to give her all the health and safety paperwork.
Yeah.
And if they don't have the health and safety paperwork, she sent it to me.
Yeah, brilliant.
So it was a win-win for me.
Yeah, so
it was a win-win for me.
So you gained sort of like a really good referral.
Oh, great
partner.
referral, yeah.
So companies that, so again, an ideal referral, companies or, you know, people that are dealing with multiple contractors.
Multiple contractors.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's usually like your small, your 50 to 50 people probably can't cover every aspect of whatever job they win. They have people like yourself, Jamie. You have people, if you want security gates coming in, you might not you don't install the gates.
Yeah.
So you have to get somebody to install them, so you make sure that they're safe.
Yeah, of course.
You do the PQQ system the way you do it,
the
same as I do.
Yeah. We obviously are in similar industries in the sense that I think, like, certainly with the security industry, it becomes very reactive a lot of the time. So, like, it'll be a client that's been a victim of burglary, something's happened to a neighbour. It could be a commercial site that's, you know, been a victim of some form of crime, and then straight away it's like, you know, I need the security at any cost. A little bit similar to companies that have near misses. No, don't let it be a near miss and an accident before all of a sudden you're going to need to get some health and safety.
That's right. Yeah.
I think we've all grown our businesses, or some of us are fortunate enough to be growing our businesses at a fast pace. But we forget about the stuff that's behind us. We're small at one stage, but then before we know it, we could have 10, 15 employees without all this stuff in place.
Bird's Triangle, which is obviously one of the big elements in health and safety, is that for every 300 near misses, there'll be one fatality.
Yeah.
And again, that's how many near misses do you possibly have in your lifetime?
Yeah.
We've all probably had them. And we probably have all know people like died on construction.
And like you say, I think as me as a business owner, we've all got that. We've all got a conscience, and, you know, I want all of my staff. I shouldn't expect any of my staff or any more workers or any of my contractors to go to site. I want all to go out, go to work, come home safely.
Exactly the same way they went, yeah.
Exactly
That's
that.
it.
And I think once we start to identify risks, we get the correct training, you know, and then we're where we need to be from a health and safety point of view. Less problems happen.
That's right. I say you'll have some health and safety bits of place that'll just be generic or something you do every day. But then you get other ones that are specific. If you want a site which was really dangerous, you might need to do a specific health and safety. Yeah. But you'll have your core mental symptom risk assessments for the average jobs you do. Yeah. In which you don't have to repeat.
Yeah. Don't cut corners. No, don't take no risks. No. Make sure it's all in place. Again,
your biggest risk in your business is your employees, because you might not be watching them all the time.
No.
But what you want to do is get them to work in a safe manner by your leading example.
Yeah. So as an example, just sort of things that just quickly pop into my mind, and this is a little bit off piece now because we've covered most of the questions that I was going to ask you today, is that, you know, we put all of our blood, sweat and tears as business owners into growing our business. But it can take one accident that for you to all of a sudden get fined, and tomorrow your business could be completely gone.
Oh, it could be. So the thing is, you have a major accident or a fatality, or even injury a member of the public.
Yeah.
And the HSE get involved and they prosecute you.
Yeah.
They'll be prosecuted, and that's on their database forever. It doesn't disappear.
No.
And if it is serious enough, it could be in the local paper. Local companies just injured somebody walking down the street.
And the thing is, with the construction industry, you think, you know, certainly we're based in sort of London, the south east and Essex, but actually it's a very small world of construction.
Oh, it is a very small world.
People move around and everyone knows each other, and it takes something like that to happen. You get yourself a bad name within the industry, and then, you know, you'll struggle to do anything.
You'll find some people who, obviously, for example, you have a contract that's got no blemishes on the record, everything will put in for a job, and maybe they know somebody else on that area who, she says, had about 3 or 4 accidents, but they're cheaper.
Yeah.
And people will drop people in.
Yeah,
that's just nature of life. You want to get on. But the problem is your reputation takes you a long, long time to build up.
Yeah.
It takes one accident to lose.
I mean, I'll give this to put you slightly on the spot there, because when we talk about, you know, cost against risk, I mean, obviously, clearly, if you had 100 or 50 employers and you didn't have an incumbent member of staff that was looking after health and safety, and they needed someone like you to come in and look at all of that for them and get all of that in place. Let's say, for example, that lower spectrum of someone like, you know, we're just going into that sort of 5 or 6 employees. Yeah. We're starting to look at, you know, local council contracts, and, you know, we need that health and safety in place. What would roughly something like that cost for us to maybe get our Chaz in place and bits and pieces? Just give us a bit of an idea.
The thing is, Chaz have their own costs that go up and down. I think they're about £1,500 at the moment. To get all your paperwork in place, probably talking no more than £1,000. Yeah. And that gives you peace of mind, gets you the accreditation, gets you the certificate, and it gets you through the door. Yeah, and then obviously if your business in 12 months' time, you know, you doubled in staff, and then you know that is the USP here. They get you. You're going to be able to speak to them. You're going to have a look at that. They maybe, you know, they might have delved into another industry, so all of a sudden things have slightly changed. Yeah. So new things need to be written into that documentation. Yeah. Basically, what if you think about it, the average health and safety person, for example, in London, the wage average at the moment between 60 and 70,000 for a fully qualified health and safety manager. Yeah. That's a big overhead for any company to have.
Absolutely. I mean, me as my business,
that's a massive overhead. Who, for someone that may only be doing 2 or 3 days work a week. Yeah. But you're only plan 5 days because that's when he wants to be employed. But what you can do is you can employ someone like me. Yeah. Because what you get when you employ someone like myself is that you will get my expertise. But what you also get all my health and safety qualifications for you to use in tenders as your appointed health and safety manager. Yeah. Because what a lot of people don't realise that if you as a managing director employ me, you're still ultimately responsible. So you're getting me, but by getting me, I take a lot of that responsibility off you. Yeah. So if there was a prosecution, yes, you could be locked up, but I could be locked up with you. Yeah. But don't worry, because I'll work at Pentonville Prison. And we can share a cell together.
I was just going to say, actually, you're a friend now, mate. So probably, if I was going to share a cell with anyone, mate, it probably would be you, mate. At least it'd be safe.
That's right, yeah.
So what we'll do, we'll finish on this. So again, thanks for joining me, Mike. If any of my clients, my customers, anyone watching this video want to contact you, what's the best way to contact you?
Best way to contact me is either through my Facebook page, for Health Safety, or my LinkedIn. Yeah. Or if not, contact yourself, Jamie.
Yeah, so what I'll be doing is once this post goes out onto my socials, I'll be putting some details below how you'll be able to contact Mike. Hopefully with a bit of luck, if be smart, do a bit of editing, there might be an email and bits and pieces that I'll put underneath as well. Again, Mike, I want to say thank you for joining me.
Thanks, mate. Pleasure.
Yeah, the weather's shining, so you might be able to get a bit of a game of golf.
I might get a golf. It's still time.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks everyone for listening, your time for tuning in, and we'll catch up again soon. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.